Hi, welcome to my channel. Um, Join me on this journey as I take you through the minds of some of the most successful startup leaders, founders, entrepreneurs. Let us understand what makes them successful. Um, Today we are going to talk about, as I promised in my last video, we're going to be talking about probably the most important aspect that determines if you're going to be successful or not, right? And that is, if you have to rank one trait, it's not smartness, it's not anything, right? The only thing that decides if you are going to be successful is perseverance, right? Or just simply put, not giving up at any cost, right? And probably for years. So how do you like how can you persist, right? How do you persevere, against all odds, like not give up? um not much is talked about this, this most important aspect. So I thought I'll make that, let me talk about that in this episode. um so if you look at yourself, right? Think of the times when you've had this amazing idea, and then probably you started doing some research, and then maybe even started, right? And probably you had some initial hiccups, took some blows, and then you gave up, right? And moved on to the next one, or back to your job. So, so, that's exactly what it is. These successful entrepreneurs, leaders, especially in startup, just don't give up, right? They persevere against whatever odds. So now let's look at how do they do that, right? Let's get into their minds. Um, so here's an interesting concept, right? I'm sure most of you would have heard of MVP, or the minimally viable product, right? That gets you to this, product market fit, um, right? So a similar but a very, very and more powerful concept is, the founder product fit or the founder market fit, right? And similarly for the startup leaders, do you see yourself a fit in what you're doing, right? Very simply put. So I think it's very critical, before you jump into, like onto doing something, you find that fit with the product, with the market, right? That is the single most deciding factor, when you're taking those hits, right? What makes you not give up, right? Or at least for those successful entrepreneurs, why did they not give up, right? Very simply, it is because they were very, very passionate about what they were doing, and they really, really cared about what they were doing, right? And against all odds, right, when they were taking those blows, they kept going, right? Because they were very passionate, and for them, there was nothing else they could think of, right? They just kept going. So coming back to this, um, this is the founder product fit, or the product fit, for you as a person, right? So how do you find that, right? Not much is talked about this. So here's my take at it, right? So there's a very interesting concept, phrase called ikigai. It's a Japanese phrase. You can look it up, but simply put, what that the essence of that is finding your life's purpose, right? Now draw a parallel from that phrase to the the product fit that we were talking about, right? I will, let me drop this on the screen. Hopefully, you should be able to see it. So here it is. So here's Ikigai, right? A very powerful concept. So what this simply means is find something that you're very passionate about, right? And also, if that is what the world needs, and also folks are ready to pay for, so you've found your purpose, right? So this is so powerful. Let me walk you through. And the concept, I'm not too sure if anybody has explained it in this angle, but this is how I would look at this, right? So what you simply do is take two of these at a time and start iterating through these, right? So let's start. So the first one is figure out what are you really good at, right? And connect that with basically something that you love. And this is that flywheel, right? If you love something and you keep doing it again and again because you love and you're so passionate about it, so you keep doing it again, and then you become good at it. And the other way to look at it is you're doing it again and again, you're becoming good at it, so you start enjoying it, and you start, falling in love with it, right? So this should be your first thing that you should be doing, which is finding something that you are good at and you love, right? And how do you do this, right? So very simply put, what you do is so just think through from your childhood, right? What was there something that you really liked? Forget about, if the world needs it, will somebody pay for it? We'll come to that later, right? Um, First figure out what is it that you're really really good at. It could be, it could be a hobby, right? You could be good at dancing, you could be good at painting, you could be you could, probably you would love coding, or building something, right? It could be anything. In my case, I'll give you my example, right? So I've been an entrepreneur. I've raised venture capital. Um, I've worked at large organizations, built products, for organizations that were like $5+ billion. But what I started realizing over the years is I really love, helping entrepreneurs. In my career, I would have mentored probably close to 100 uh, plus entrepreneurs slash startups slash leaders. But as I started reflecting, I realized that more than probably I've invested in startups, I've started my own, right, and I've worked. So as I started reflecting, I realized that I just love helping entrepreneurs succeed, right? That gives me so much um, pleasure and motivation, that I keep doing that, right? I keep seeking out, and I keep doing that. So exactly that. So if you can kind of start reflecting and thinking, is there anything that you're really good at that you love? Probably not doing it anymore, but if you can think through and get started on that, right? And if you can't think of any, can you just jump and start doing things randomly, right? Do you want to code? Try your hand at coding. Paint. Just go take few classes, start painting. Do you want to sell something? Market something? Right? Anything. Just start off, right? And here comes the most important thing. They say for any habit to form and become natural, it takes about 60 days, right? So commit yourself to doing whatever you started for 60 days, right? And see if you really like it. Are you becoming better at it? Are you enjoying it? If not, just check it, right? Like, don't even worry about, about anything. Let there not be any guilt. Just move on to the next one. Keep doing this, right? Like commit for 60 days, right? Try it. If you're really liking it, enjoying it, and it becomes natural to you, that's when we can say you've found something that can be your life's purpose, right? That you can, for probably for the next 10, 20 years, you can continue doing it, right? So that's the first step. Now coming to, is there something that you really love doing and you're becoming good at, or you're already good at? Um, can you kind of use that and figure out if the world needs something, uh, something that you do, or at least in the direction or in the space? Can you tweak your offering and figure out what is it that the world needs, right? What do people need? Can you add value to somebody's life, right? In something that you figured out that you really like, find that, and validate very quickly if people are ready to pay for that, right? This is how you would go about finding your life's purpose, or in this case, the product or the market fit for you as a founder or you as a leader when you join a startup. Is that something for you, right? So this is exactly what goes on in the minds of successful, leaders as they start off. They make this their life's purpose, right? And they just don't give up. Like probably 99% of the people that fail just gave up, right? So yeah, that's like finding your purpose, and now you're ready to kind of do this, you're in for the long haul, right? And you're ready to take those blows, and when you're taking those hits, in your mind, what really goes on is you kind of, instead of getting frustrated, your mind kind of races to find a solution out, right? Like, I'll give you my example. um, so when like, I love coding, right? And whenever I'm stuck somewhere, I don't get frustrated, right? I go through hundreds of sites, figure out the solution, try from different ways to find that solution, right? And when I do that, I really love enjoying and seeing those small wins, right? And again, with the entrepreneurs that I mentor and help, when I see them struggling with a problem, I don't get frustrated and give up, right? I kind of try 100 things, uh, like pull out all stops to go figure out options, solutions, help them out, try and get them out of that situation, right? So this is what will happen as you kind of start working on something that you really, really love. You won't get frustrated when there are those lows, right? Your mind, right, is like working 24/7 to figure out alternatives, and this keeps happening, and eventually you'll come out, right? And exactly what the successful leaders do. um, so I guess this is the trick, or this is the essence of how can you kind of just hold on, right? Not give up. Uh, you could pivot, you could change plans, but like, you are, you don't just give up, right? So this, I guess, is probably the single most important factor that decides if you're going to be successful. So happy to help you If you have any questions, DM me, and I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn. Just send me a message, and happy to kind of help you out in any ways I can. But would really love for you to kind of look at it from this framework, from this lens, right? And try finding your life's purpose, right? For that product is, and then try working on that and tell me how, how it goes. Happy to be on, on your journey.